morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting, likely regularly scheduled brief meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Monday, October 28th, 2019.
Good morning, President James, Commissioners James, Garcia, Villegas, and Caloza are present. President James, we have a quorum. May we please start with Bureau introductions, beginning with Contract Administration.
Good morning, it's Roosevelt Bagby with Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Mike Cirillo, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Ron Lee, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Pamela Ostrander, Streets LA.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Good morning, TJ Knight, Assistant Executive Officer. We have no speaker cards under public comment, no neighborhood council commentary, and no speaker cards under our items.
Okay, we'll close general public comment as well as the neighborhood council category of commentary. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Monday, October 21, 2019 by Commissioner Garcia? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. There's been a request by sanitation that we withdraw agenda item number 1 at this time. I know that they've been working on this for some number of years, so I expect that it will be replaced on the agenda at some point in the near future. But Mr. Knight, just confirming, sanitation did request that for now we withdraw it, correct?
Yes, President, that is correct.
Okay. Then agenda item number 1 will be withdrawn without objection. Agenda item number 2, Street Services, Council District 14, tree removal for 508 East Redfield Avenue, recommending that the board find that the tree removal classifies as operation, repair, maintenance, or minor alteration of existing street, sidewalk, and gutter involving negligible or no expansion of use beyond that previously existing and does not involve the removal of the scenic resource. The action is exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 1, Category 3. That category is existing facilities, sidewalk repair, or maintenance. And that's of the City of Los Angeles Environmental Quality Act guidelines from 2002. And that none of the exceptions to the use of a categorical exemption as set forth in Section 15300.2 of the state CEQA guidelines apply. And secondly, approve the tree removal permit request for the removal of 4 camphor street trees. Tree replacements are required. Mr. Vanuelos, you're here on number 2.
Yes, good morning, President James, Commissioners, Bureau Representative, City Attorney, Executive Officer. Hector Banuelos, the Streets LA Urban Forestry Division. What we have before us is a request to remove 4 camphor trees in front of 508 East Redfield Avenue. This is a request for the applicant, the property owner, to remove the trees as part of the sidewalk repair program, rebate program. The trees in front of the location are in poor health, and any additional root pruning will just cause the trees to go on to further decline, therefore just eventually failing. And so it's recommended that the trees be removed in order for the applicant to repair the sidewalks. If approved, the applicant shall replant. There's room to plant 2 evergreen pear trees in front of the site, and additional 6 trees will be planted along the block there to meet the board's 2-to-1 tree replacements. The trees will be watered for a period of 3 years by the Bureau of Street Services or Streets LA. The Council District 14 was notified, as well as the Community Forestry Advisory Committee and the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. The project, the Bureau of Streets LA does determine that the location is categorically exempt from CEQA. Any questions?
Okay, Mr. Vanuelos, so we have a sidewalk repair program, removal of 4 trees that are in failing health, if I heard you correctly.
Yes, they're in poor condition.
And we can do the 2-to-1 replacement on site.
Only 2 trees can be replanted on site, but 6 additional trees will be planted along the block.
So at least adjacent?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? Then I'll make a motion. I know we don't have any opposition either, and the neighborhood council and the council office have been informed?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, then I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 2, seconded by Commissioner Villegas. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Agenda item Thank you, Mr. Banuelos. Agenda item number 3 is a Sewers 5 and Sewers 6 update from the Bureau of Engineering. And Mr. Tolles, it says on here, is supposed to be here, but I see Mr. Cirillo ready to speak.
Yeah, but unfortunately not ready to give the report. Ryan is on his way, but I've just texted him to see his ETA, so maybe you want to hold this item, because I don't want to keep everybody waiting.
Already at last. Do you know how much time?
He didn't text back. He caught the dash about 10, so he's probably looking at about 10:30, so I probably wouldn't make sense to just sit here and wait, but that's up to you.
I'm unlikely going to sit here and wait for this. We can recall it. Yeah, why don't we just recall the item for 10:30?
Okay.
So we can send people back to their offices, at least the 5 of us that have offices in this building, and come back here at 10:30. Can I do that, Mr. Jordan? To hear agenda item number 3?
You can recess the meeting and then have the meeting come back into session at the time that you've indicated.
Okay, so that's street repair, though. We get that one on Friday.
So a brief recess would be what the board would be doing as compared to an adjournment when the meeting would actually
Right.
formally.
So let's do a brief recess, and we'll plan to return at 10:30. Okay?
Okay.
And then we'll get Mr. Toll's report at that time.
Okay, great.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Good morning again, everyone. Mr. Knight, you can go ahead now that we're coming back from a brief recess and just recall the roll for the record, please.
Yes, certainly, President James. Commissioners James, Garcia, Villegas, Davis, and Calosa are present, and we do have a quorum. And we're currently on item...
Thank you. Yes, we have our oral report, agenda item number 3, Sewers 5 and Sewers 6 update from the Bureau of Engineering. Mr. Tolles.
Good morning, everyone. Ryan Tolles with Wastewater Construction. Apologize for showing up a little late here today. We ran into every light on Main Street and every construction problem on the way. So we'll start with the Sewers 5 construction contract. That is the report you have in front of you is a summary as of September 30th of 2019. This contract started May 2nd of 2013 and ended December 31st, 2019. It was a contract that had 3 contractors, Matthews Stewart, M&R, and Tomovich and Associates. In that contract, we completed a total amount of 938 construction orders and a total, resulting in a total dollar amount of $25,502,241. The original contract ceiling for this was $26 million, so overall it's about a 98% expenditure on the contract. And that one is currently closed. We're not adding any more work to this contract. The next one we have here is Sewer 6. This is also the quarterly report as of September 30th of 2019. It's a 5-year contract, started November 3rd of 2017 and ended November 2nd of 2022, or ends November 22nd of 2022. So right now there's a 38% of our time on the contract is expended. We have the same 3 contractors on this contract, which is Matthew and Stewart, M&R, and Tomovich. To date, we've issued 607 construction orders, 491 of which are completed, resulting in a total dollar amount of $17,471,422. This contract is set up with a $30 million construction ceiling, so to date, we've expended 58% of the contract. And so we've had a significant uptick in the amount of projects that are coming into sewers. There's also been some recent CIP work that has moved over to the sewers contract. So we expect that the Sewer 6 contract will run out of money prior to this November 2nd, 2022 date. We have 2 options. We're starting the Sewer 7, getting that process going, but we're looking at the option of potentially increasing the ceiling of this contract in order to get us through that time frame, which that's not firm yet, but those are the things that we're dealing with right now to try to make sure we are not left without a contract in place. So that's a quick summary of both Sewers 5 and Sewer 6. Any questions?
Yes. Any questions at all? Commissioner Villegas.
Thank you for that update. Can you just tell me what CIP stands for?
Capital Improvement
Oh,
Projects. Capital Improvement Projects. So normally we have 3 methods of delivery in our program. We have capital improvement projects, which are usually the longer planned projects that go through 5 phases of planning. Then we have ESR. Those are emergency contracts where we have to respond to something immediate. Usually within 24, 72 hours, we deal with those emergencies. And then we have this sewers method of delivery, which is an expedited, it's faster than a CIP, but slower than an emergency. So it's somewhere in between. And so those are the 3 types of projects that we deal with in our program.
And under this contract, are you doing capital improvements?
They are considered capital improvements, but they don't fall under the capital improvement funding source.
Okay.
Right.
All right, then I misunderstood. I thought that some of the work that was being done was also some form of capital improvement, because you said you may run out of funds before 2022.
Right. So just to clarify that a little more, we have capital improvement projects that went through bid and award process. They received bids, but then were later on canceled. And the work, they took the urgent work out of those contracts and moved them over to this sewers contract to deliver. But the money didn't come along with those projects.
Okay. So they
right?
are,
so we
are indeed capital improvement
They are indeed capital projects that moved over into our contract.
in this category.
Right.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? Ryan, give me 1 minute.
Sure.
When we close out these Sewers 5 contracts, do we get them at 100%? Because I know that at Sewers 5 we're at 98%. We always reach the 100% before
No.
we move on, or we get close?
We get close, and we try to stay under it, obviously, because we need to stay within our authority.
Yeah.
So, yeah, normally we get as close as we can to it, but we've stopped issuing work on this, so this number won't change anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then we move. So you got pretty close?
Yeah, we got pretty close.
Yeah. And then on to Sewer 6, which is better than 50% done.
The expenditures are 58%. We've expended about 58% of the 30 million, but in terms of time, we're at 38%. So you can see we're spending faster than than the time is going by. And that's why we're getting in this situation.
Welcome to my life,
Yeah.
too.
Need a new contract or need more money? That's where we're at.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Then the oral report will be received. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Knight, have we cleared the desk?
Yes, that is correct, President.
Okay, then we are adjourned.